Hello guys, welcome back to another Swordburst 3 video. I know it's been quite a long time since I last made a video about this game, and I wanted to just make a quick video just to quickly go over one of the biggest issues that I think is plaguing Swordburst 3 and the reason why the game is struggling to even have over 20 players active at a time, even during like peak time of the day. So with that being said, let's go ahead and actually talk about the big issue. So if you guys don't know, Swordburst 3 has had a really big issue when it comes to the level progression or just the progression system in general. What do I mean by this? Well, you'll know what I mean. The whole like you have to complete a quest to unlock an area or you have to reach a certain level to unlock an area. That whole system, yeah, a lot of people don't really like that system, and it's pretty clear that a lot of people don't like the system because the game dropped heavily from being around, I don't know, I think 4,000 or almost 4,000 players on the first day to just a month later struggling to be above 100. Yeah, it's very clear that a lot of players did not really like the progression system. And also, if you just take a look at the game suggestions in the Discord, there's a lot of players who are pretty much saying, hey, we want the level progression to be different. We want it to be like the previous games. And that's because in this game, like I said before, they will sort of lock you behind areas, or they won't let you have access to certain areas if you don't reach a certain level. For example, let's say you want to, go fight the boss, right? Like you're about level 10, level 15, you're tired of fighting these low level enemies or the mini bosses, and you want to go and fight the actual boss. You want to take a crack at it, see how much damage you could do or see how long you could last. Well, you'll be surprised that in order to go to the boss room, you have to be level 23. So now as a level 15 or level 16, you got to sit there and spam a bunch of quests over and over and over just so you can get to level 23 and fight the actual boss. This is a big, no-no in terms of the Swordburst community, because the first two games, it wasn't like that. You can go from like level 1 straight to the boss room or level 5 straight to the boss room. It's always been that way. And that sort of gave players a bit of freedom to, pick and choose on when they go to the boss room. And honestly, it made the game a lot more fun. Like imagine you're like level 12, level 13, and you're like, okay, I've done enough leveling up, I've done enough progression. Let me go ahead and take a crack at the boss. Let's see if I can survive. And you go there, you get, defeated, you get beat up, and you're like, okay, that was pretty fun, but obviously I need to come back a little stronger. So you go, you level up some more, you come back at like level 16 or 17, and that boss fight's a little bit more easier, but it's still a bit challenging, and you just managed to defeat the boss. You just able to survive. You just about able to survive. And then you go to the teleporter and you unlock the next floor. That is a lot of players' experience with Swordburst. But in this game, it's not like that. This game feels, at least to me, it feels more like a simulator. Like, it does not really feel like a Swordburst game. It feels like some weird child between World Zero and Swordburst 1. Like, it feels very weird. And it does not feel like a Swordburst game. And clearly a lot of other players agree with this because, well, for the past month, a lot of players have been asking for the level progression to change from going from, having restrictions to, okay, you can do whatever you want and questing could be like a side objective. I mean, not to hate on the questing, we always wanted questing in the Swordburst games. Swordburst 1, Swordburst 2, we always wanted questing there. But we never wanted questing to be the main focus. We never wanted questing to be the main progression. That, in my opinion, it's just not fun. And it shows because the game dipped. The game fell off really hard. Regardless of if you guys want to defend it and say, oh, well, it's an alpha. Of course it's not going to have too much content. Of course it's not going to have blah, blah, blah. And to a certain degree, I understand the game is an alpha, but also at the same time, they have been developing this game for well over a year, almost 2 years. Even if it was on and off, even if like they took 1 month to develop the game and then they took a month off from development to develop another game, even if they were doing that, still, this is like nearly 2 years of work, and this is all they had to show. I understand they have other projects that they're working on, but if those other projects are making the quality that we see in Swordburst 3 just be like that, I honestly think they need to put those other projects on hold and just focus on one thing at a time. That's usually what happens, or I would say that's usually the mistake that a lot of game developers, like big game developers, I'm talking people of like 10, 15, 20 plus devs who are working on multiple projects, a lot of them come to this issue where one game or 2 games or 3 games or however many that they're working on, the quality will dip because they're all trying to do so many different things at once. They're all trying to work on different projects that are probably very different from each other. And it's just a really bad idea. Like, it's a really bad idea. I understand at the end of the day, this is like sort of a company now. They're not really just a group of developers or friends. This is more of a business now for them. But I do think if they want this game to succeed, if they want this game to thrive and to be the next best Roblox RPG game, there's seriously there's a lot of work that needs to be done. The progression system needs to be changed to fit that of the old Swordburst playstyle because clearly people want that. I mean, just take a look at game suggestions in the Discord, you'll see. But also, you need to put manpower into this game. You can't just have 3 or 4 developers work on it for 2 or 3 weeks and then take them off to go work on something else and then take them off of that and put them back on here. You can't do that. You just can't. Put your other projects on hold or outsource them. If you really want that project to get done, outsource it. Hire 3 or 4 developers just to solely work on that game and leave them to it. That way you won't lose quality and you won't lose development time for other games that you're trying to push out there, such as Swordburst 3. But that's really it for this video. I mean, there wasn't too much to really talk about. It's just the main big issue, which is the progression system. I felt like if they kept it towards how Swordburst 2 is, where you can go directly from spawn straight to the boss room without any restrictions, I felt like if they kept it that way, this game probably would keep a healthy player count. At least it'll probably be in the hundreds, not struggling to get above 20. But that's just my opinion, and clearly my opinion is more of the popular opinion because a lot of people are suggesting this change in the game suggestions. Like I said, you go take a look at it. I saw at least 5 or 6 different people make the same suggestion in the past week about, hey, you need to change this progression system. So clearly it's a popular opinion or a popular change that people want for this game. But yeah, if you found this video helpful at all, or just you agree with my whole statement on the level progression needs to change, go ahead and hit that like button, and why not subscribe, because your boy is trying to hit 3,000 subscribers and we're getting pretty close to it. But yeah, see you guys in the next video. Peace out.